Hi tamers, new and old. This is just going to be a quick video giving tips I've learned from PvP and then showcasing my team for this cycle. Bandai have introduced a refreshing weekly change-up where specific personalities receive a boost. I'd love to see these expanded to where it becomes attribute boosts. Anyway, just a quick bit about myself. I've been playing the global release of this game from the start, and like most of us, I do have budget constraints, so I have to pull on banners strategically. Well, most of the time. Due to this, I have a really good roster of Digimon to select. My plugins are also really good, and I had insane luck in the underworld where I pulled some crit specific plugins. So now on to the good stuff. So I'll quickly just show you my roster of Digimon and then I'll move over to the PvP, just so nothing is being hidden from anybody. So as you can see, these are the Digimon that I've collected so far, and by far the worst to get has been Black War Greymon. This guy took me 2,800 rubies. I know I said I was a PvP player, but a free-to-play player, but I just sank so many rubies into this guy. I got so sick of it that I said I just had to burn all my rubies that I saved up from PvP. So from that, out of interest, from the 2,800 rubies, I got only 5 rares, of which 3 were Magnamons and 1 was a Black War Greymon. So that was just really frustrating, but it also just felt so good when I got him. So now with that aside, I'm just going to move over to PvP. So the quick stuff for this week and general tips going forward. Simply, all brave Digimon receive a 30% boost in their stats. That incorporates HP, your tech and power, defense and speed. So above the newly released Digimon, above this, the newly released Digimon also receive a boost. This is indicated by the stacked arrows above their picture. 3 arrows indicate a boost of 20% in stats, while 2 arrows indicate a 10% boost in stats. Also, just note that these boosts are independent of the boost they receive in clash battles. This is specifically pertaining to Battle Park. With the info done and dusted, I'll explain my thoughts and processes in order to set up my PvP teams. So, as all of us, we try to experiment with our teams in order to get the 28 points. That's the maximum you can achieve. And if not, you really want to aim for 24 points consistently. This will maximize your free-to-play time, and so you don't have to really spend any rubies to increase your rank. If you guys want any tips, I can probably create another video just giving a general guide on what I've learned and how to really get the biggest bang for your buck. And just in general, when you create your PvP team, you really want to aim for that 24 point barrier 90% of the time. And in the tips video, I can maybe show you how to do this 100% of the time, although it's time consuming and not really, well, legit. So how you want to set up your team is going to be in 3 different ways, or you can have 3 different ideologies. You really want to have an offensive team where you're just going to blast your opponent off the map as fast as you can. This will aim to get you the 22 or 24 points consistently. You can create a defensive team that relies on increasing your defenses or decreasing the opponent's attack. This will then let you sustain and heal through the damage. And finally, this is the team that I'm using at the moment. It's a balanced team utilizing attack and defense buffers, the debuffers, along with status effects in order to get that 28 point that we're looking for. So from here, I'm just going to explain through the 3 team setups that I created. So this current team, my Battle Park 2 setup, this is my offensive team that I had going. It got me a lot of 20 or 22 points, not so great, but the idea between this team is quite simple. You're going to run your Omegamon S1, S2, followed by your Alphamon S1. This will hopefully skill lock them and get you rolling. Then you're going to run your Impildramon Fighter Mode S1 to really just blast out their Omegamon, their main threat on the opposing team. So from here I'm just going to show you the defensive team that I set up. This consists of Grand Kawaga and Platinum Numamon, or as what we all know and call him, the beloved Poopmon. So what's important is this is the Tenacious Poopmon. He gives you guys, he debuffs the enemy team's power by 20%. This essentially gives you an increase in defense towards power Digimon by 20%. So it's nice because it alongside stacks with the debuff or the buff given by Grand Kawagamon, increasing your Digimon's defense by 20%. So the aim here is also, I'm going to start this battle off using Dynasmon. His sub-skill 2 or S2 will increase my defense further by 30% bonus, really hindering any damage done by the Megamons. And just to decrease that further, I do have the Black War Greymon, and his passive is what's really important here. Not only does it nullify the skill lock from the Alphamons, but it also reduces or negates the crits for one turn. So the ideology here is obviously, like I said, I'm going to start off with my Dynasmon skill 2, this increasing my defense further, and I'm going to run it into my Omegamon S1, S2, and then my Dynasmon S1. Those are going to be the two main damage dealers in this team. So the final team that I do run is this team, where I will show you my plugins. It's been getting me quite a bit of 28 points quite consistently, and I am enjoying it. Obviously it consists of my defensive being Dynasmon and the Black War Greymon, and my main attackers are going to be my Omegamon and the Alphamon. So just going to run through a few PvPs while I'll show you the plugin before I do the PvP showcase. So this is my Dynasmon. Quite simply, like I said, I got lucky with some of the plugins. This crit plugin was from the Underworld. I run them with mainly crit attackers, and I have an HP and a counter defense. This is just to increase his counter rate to 90%, which I find quite likable. And just another silver crit on the special. My Dynasmon also has some nice plugins. I got the personal plugin from the Battle Park and another crit from Underworld, thankfully. I do have a counter because I did pull on quite a bit of Brave plugins when we first started up. I do have a speed gold and a counter rate. My Alphamon has the bonus plugins. This was pulled early, so I did manage to grab them from the shop. These are then also really awesome pulls, increasing the block rate to 110%, really making him tanky. My Black War Greymon, I just have speed and block on this guy because I just really want him to survive and provide the utility from his passive. And Omegamon, this is my really bad boy. Same with Omegamon. They released special plugins in the shop, which I managed to pick up. And I did pull this crit from a banner, and I'm just running another normal crit, silver crit. So now onto the PvP showcase. So the main thoughts between this team and how I managed to achieve it is quite simple. I run the Dynasmon defense into my Gallantmon, S1. This usually kills them and provides a lot of survivability for my Gallantmon through the shield. There I go on to run my Omegamon S1 to drop the team size down to 3 hopefully, and then try to skill lock them with my Alphamon. The only deviation from this plan is when they do actually have a Black War Greymon. There I just skip out my Dynasmon's S2 and run straight into my Gallantmon's S2 so I can knock out that bonus, because Gallantmon's S2 does remove it debuffs the enemies for 1 turn, and Black War Greymon provides that anti-crit for 1 turn. So now you can see it worked out quite nicely. I'm now going to run into my Alpha's S1 and hopefully I can skill lock this guy. Didn't work out, so just going to deal some damage and hopefully he doesn't 3-star or knock out someone. Usually you also aim for your counter attackers to hit the Omegamon and try and take out his 3-star defense. Alphamon dropped just, so it's just going to be another 24 pointer. Okay, so that's it guys. I'm going to slowly just run through this PvP showcase to a few more battles to show you, and hopefully we can get the 28 points. hopefully this has been helpful. So while this is running on, I just want to thank you guys for sitting through this video, and I hope it helped you out a little bit. If I made any mistakes or you have any suggestions, I'd really like to hear about them in the comments. Remember, the other tip and final one is just going to be to save your rubies for Digimon Paladin mode. This guy is rumored to be releasing pretty soon, maybe in the next month or so, and he is going to be another meta changer. Absolute beast. Good luck, fellow tamers. All the best for this week. So we got a little bit unlucky here. It took out the 2 evades from the Dynasmon and it attacked the Omegamon constantly. And it missed the Omega. So let's see what happens here. As you can see, the utility from the Dynasmon and the Gallantmon really do provide a boost to survivability. So when I'm playing PvP, I really try not to sink any gems into it, because the way I see it is, if you don't sink any gem to it, you are getting the complete reward. That's complete total gems earned through this game. If you do sink into it, you have to obviously subtract that from what you're getting, and it does decrease it. So the only way I do spend gems is, say I spend about 20 gems or so on trying to achieve the next rank. Therefore I do get that 5 gem bonus, because the jump is for a 25 gem increase. Now obviously if you jump here, I think into the 500 to 1000 point, that increases way further. It's another 50 gems, so it's well worth trying to spend to get in there. And you really want to aim between the 250 to 500 mark in order to achieve and get the maximus gems from each week. So these have been really unlucky. I haven't really gotten the damage, or I really haven't got the Digimon to hit correctly, missing out on the 28 points. But like you can see, it's very difficult to actually defeat this team, and constantly comes through for me in the end. So another win there against another strong opponent. And just run the final battle. Hopefully we can run the 28 points. I have been collecting quite a bit of tickets for this S2, and hopefully soon I'll be able to get to the 13,500 to pick up the 100, and I'll make a summons video. Yeah, on the last free ticket summons I really was unlucky. I didn't pick up any of the banner summons, but I did save the rubies and picked up their packs from the shop before they expired on the last day, just because of those skill stones that you actually get from it. They can be really valuable, and that's the only reason why I've been managing to skill level 10 a lot of my Digimon. So the Omega will definitely be able to knock out a Digimon here. That negate Brock with the double crit is just so deadly. Again, I got unlucky with the skill lock there. So if that guy skill locked, managed to skill lock at least 1 or 2 of the Digimon, I could have aimed for the 28 pointer. But as you can see, quite a bit of my Digimon are still alive, and they're real beasts in tankiness. Okay, thanks for watching guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll be able to make a bit more. All the best.